Okay. Well, we're on to chapter 2. On to New York. Okay, well, let's go to the reading room then. Oh, there's quite a lot here. Oh god, we got a lot of reading to do. Oh my god. Okay, shortest interview ever. Okay, again, you guys can pause to read. I'm not going to read all of this. Okay, what about these smaller ones? Body of musician Andy Quinn found. Body of alternate rock musician Andy Quinn was found Friday morning floating in the East River. Police told television station that someone called 911 to report a person floating in the water near the South Street seaport. Quinn was initially identified by his clothes and rings, was later positively identified by his band members. I wonder. Maybe this is just a thought and a theory, but what if Andy staged his death? Maybe. I don't know. 28-year-old vocalist and rhythm guitarist for the Los Angeles alt-rock band Alias Insane had been missing since Wednesday, June 4th. He had come to New York City last year for a change of scenery to work on an album whose recordings should have begun this month. Or maybe foul play, because they didn't want him working on this record, maybe, and want him succeeding. Agreed, another long fucking read. Yeah, this is about BK Larkin. So again, you guys can pause and read, because again, I am not going to read all this. Okay, this. Okay, strange that you found out where BK Larkin lives and took a photo of their house. Okay, Beverly Kimberly Larkin is an English musician and singer-songwriter born in Hampshire in 1969. Nice. Larkin gave up Cambridge University to pursue her... God, why can't I not speak today? That's why I'm not reading those long articles, because my brain no worky today. Her music career in London, and in 1990 signed a deal with that record deal thing. Debut album Access was released 1 year later in 1991. Second album entitled Hollow Hollow came out in 1993, directing her into the spotlight, making her one of the most influential alternate rock acts in the 1990s. Larkin unexpectedly retired from the scene in 1999, returning to her family's farm in New Forest. In 2003, BK Larkin released an album titled In the Forest that was said to have been recorded entirely on her farm with a bunch of friends musicians from back in the day. Despite the fact that BK Larkin did not tour to promote the album, nor release any interview, The Forest sold well and gathered lots of positive reviews. Fans particularly praised the songs Queen of My Heart and Sun Sitting Over Trees, which many consider a tribute to Andy Quinn of Alias Insane. Larkin had befriended during her Los Angeles stay in 1994, when she had moved to New Hollywood to record Right in the Madding Crowd with producer Lance Rigg. Interesting. Lance Rigg is one of the band members. Maybe killed out of jealousy? We got, them from school. Then, we got the magazine that we just saw from before, so that's been read through already. Track list, okay. Oh, we can actually listen to one of them. Oh, hell yeah. Kinda cool. Wondering if these are songs that they specifically made for the game here. So that's pretty fucking neat. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got another one here as well. Yeah, we'll leave that be. Maybe give you guys an incentive to go play the game, hey, and go listen to it yourself. Anyway, there's another CD with another song that you guys can go find out and listen to yourselves. I'm evil. Oh, and another song you can go listen to yourselves. Okay, the director of Gen X called Variety Fix. Okay, cool. Poster thing. It's awesome, I guess. And then laptop. Alias Insane was an American alternative rock band from Los Angeles, formed in 1981 with its band members. They rose to international fame as part of the alternative rock movement in the 1990s, along with other bands such as Jelly Red and Noseband. What names? The career was impacted by the deaths of their guitarist Andy Quinn and close friend Toby Vass of Jelly Red. Interesting. In 1987, Quinn, Keeners, and John had been classmates in the school, moved together, they formed a band, upon inspired by the name of their high school, A Very High. Quinn and Keeners also worked at the same video rental store in Hollywood, Rosa Video. Jordan was studying at the University of California to get a degree in psychology. Interesting. It's at Rosa Videos that in January 1989, Quinn and Keeners met Tyler, yada yada. Intrigued by his speech, they asked him to join them for a jam session. They chose to rehearse, and later recruited him to the band. Thanks to the addition of Jonas's distinctive guitar sound, at the end of 1989, the band, which in the meantime had been renamed Alias Insane, landed a record deal and entered the studio to start working on their debut album to be released the following year. Oh my god, there's so much reading. Okay, director Bill Millerell would declare in 2007 that Alias Insane debut album was the very soundtrack to his writing the script of Variety Fix, second most celebrated film starring three of the most prominent young stars in Hollywood: Campbell Kane, Polly Carver, and Troy Tracker. Nice. Millerell made Kane's character a fan of Alias Insane, featuring many songs from the band in the soundtrack. While shooting, even asked the band to play a cameo in the movie. So Alias Insane got to meet and make friends with Campbell Kane. Nice. Oh my god, there's still more reading. 1995, Alias started working on their fourth studio album. The producer Lance Rigg. Months later, Kane escaped from the psychiatric ward where he had been hospitalized and went missing, presumably dead. Okay, interesting. The series of incidents deeply affected the band, especially Andy Quinn, who decided to take a break from the recordings, then announcing that he wanted to leave Los Angeles altogether. The city was becoming a setting for way too many contemporary tragedies. Okay, interesting. So Kane escaped, and potentially might be suspect because oh no, so this happened in 1995. So this was about a year later, so maybe not. But Quinn moving to New York, Alias Insane took a sabbatical year. First to resume the recordings for their fourth album, but Quinn failed to show up at the meeting. His body was eventually recovered from the waters of the East River. Some days later, his death was ruled by suicide. The band decided to suspend, stating Alias Insane was the four of us. We don't want to do this without Andy. No. Alias Insane has sold over 20 million records worldwide. That is actually a lot. But yeah, this is the, one of the movies that they were talking about. So, interesting. Okay, was that it? God, I hope that was it. Okay, that seems to be it. Okay, we're done. Oh my god. But all catching up. Are you sure you are not to bother him? Or we are not to bother him? I'm positive. Hi. Paul? But Paul was on the plane with us. This is Phil, Federico. Paul's twin brother. Hi kids, I'm Phil. Do you have a good flight? Yes, fairly. Hi, I'm Marco. Nice to meet you, Federico. Thanks for having us. Okay, let's go. Let me guess, the twin brother's evil and he actually did all the killing. Wow, is this yours? Yes, Phil is a taxi driver in New York. But not like Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro? Bet you feel tired now. I won't let you rest until it's dark, or else the jet lag will kick in. I'm taking you eat now. Cool place, still going strong since the 70s. A real old diner, New York style. Thank you. Why are you here in America? Well, you know, used to date Paul's girlfriend. Pretending to be Paul. It sounds like a twin brother thing that they would do. Now I see why Paul chose to stay behind. Eddie's Diner, located right here in Chelsea since 1973. Many artists used to order their coffee from Eddie himself, still in the 90s. Phil doesn't know, but Andy too loved this place. He was introduced to Eddie's by his New York best friend in 1996. And then, yeah, died in 1996, so... Oh. Night, Mum, I'm so tired. If I manage tomorrow, I'll call. Depends on the line. Ooh, those pancakes look nice. And all these sound really good right now. Did you call Mum to let her know that you landed? No. Touché. What are you having? Mum doesn't know that we're here. Don't know you. A sandwich. No one should know. Didn't Paul tell you? Yeah, sure. Paul. How reckless of him to cover up your absurd plan. What are you really doing here? Down this because you miss me, sis. We were told there is a concert in town that we cannot miss. A concert? A secret concert. Don't even know if I want to know what that means. I can tell you already that I know nothing of secret concerts and stuff like that. Just a regular guy living a regular life. But Petula does. Petula? Yes, your friend, Petula. Still works for that record company, right? All-round music. You normally know when something is going on in town. Listen, I don't know what's going on in your little mind, but surely I'm not going to reopen the door to Petula just on one of your whims. I will open the door. Simply have to give me her number. Still have a number, right? Still, it makes no sense that you're incognito here just for this one concert. What's going on, really? Didn't you just say that you didn't want to know? No, I do, actually. City is a monster. It can engulf you and chew you down on its melancholic and hysteric notes, just to spit you empty souls somewhere in this muddy waters. And, well, we're investigating one of those things that did actually happen to turn up in muddied waters, quite literally. New York City is no place for young kids looking for secret shows. Do you know how many murders happen here every day? Who is she? Who? Her. Also on your taxi. On my... Oh. Yalbanat. Well, she's one of those people who New York didn't like her. Right. She was one of those most famous singers of the 90s and... bang. Dead. But her music survives. But great minds think alike, I guess. How did she die? I don't remember. Those days, singers died over sadness at the same speed they die over ecstasy. So, Patchouli's number? Alright. But you go nowhere without me or Patchouli. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, let's order now. You must be hungry. Great minds do think alike. Yum. Man, I want me some pancakes now. Burger and fries. I should have eaten before reading this. Oh, now time for the psycho scene. Isn't it wonderful to have a home to return to? Rooftop over your head. Also shouldn't be having such a thick computer around the shower, because, you know, unless you want to go out that way, then sure, by all means, I guess. Shelter from the dangers of the night, especially in a city like this. This is Phil's place. Bathroom, to be precise. That's where Marco and Frederica are refreshing themselves right now. Getting ready to finally sit down with Shirley and come up with a plan for the quest. We've been lucky, haven't we? Phil lives in a really cool and cozy place. Wonder if Patchouli, too, lived here before she dumped him. Most importantly, wonder how Patchouli looks like. Anyway, I don't understand why Phil doesn't go back home. After all he said about this city. Maybe he hopes to win Patchouli back. Do you think so? He looks so negative. Yeah, but think of Andy. Andy? See, Andy. Yeah, Andy, who according to all sources had left LA after his friend Campbell came, was locked up in the psych ward. Wanted to start it all over again. Right here in the city. Where he died. Wait a minute. Are you playing that you'd better stick to your situation, no matter how bad it feels like? Well, that Phil was right and the city is too dangerous. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, I guess. Okay, we're back to the emails. Tell Mum that you're enjoying London. Look what I found you here in the meantime. Okay, an article. Hey, what are you up to? Oh, there you are, finally. Are you going to solo by chance? Going solo? So are you doing some research on our own? Actually, I was just checking my email. Who sent us something? Something? An article from an old issue of Rocking Stones. Saying the violent demise of two rappers in the 90s. Demise? Fine. Death. But still related to our case. And he is featured guest artist, so to speak. Okay, again, you guys can pause to read, because, oh my god, that is a lot of reading again. Okay, so basically one was fatally stabbed in a robbery case and the other was, had OD'd about 3 months later, so that's where Andy jumps in. In the meantime, our police seems unable to find any clues to nab the culprits. Nab? Can you shush, Road? 2 other artists have lost their life in the Big Apple, redefining the landscape of this tragedy. On May 27th, pop jazz superstar Diane Brown was found dead at her home in Brooklyn, apparent OD or whatever that drug that is. And 2 weeks later, on June 8th, the lifeless body of alt-rock rocker Andy Quinn, frontman of Alias Insane, resurfaced in the waters of the East River. Diane Brown. Yes, Federico. Diane Brown again. But listen to this. Both deaths were ruled suicide. Both suicides came as a complete surprise. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? It depends. What are you thinking? That Phil was right? What are we doing here? No. Thinking that Andy did not kill himself. Maybe neither Diane Brown did. And this means might have both been killed by the same person. So you believe that in his last message, and he was referring to Diane Brown. Well, she died 1 week before he went missing. Timeline would match. Or I forget. Here's my phone, Shirley. You should text Petulia. Right. Thank you, Marco. Do you know how to use it? First you should enter Petulia's number in the contacts and then... Don't worry, Margot. I think I can handle this. Thank you. Okay. Hey Petulia, this is Shirley using our friend's account. We're in New York for the weekend and would like to very much see you. Are you free tomorrow? And done. In any case, go back to Diane Brown. While you were reading, I too had the strange feeling that, well, that she might have been connected to Andy somehow. But, wouldn't it be weird? Yet possible. Sad, awful, yes, but weird, why? Diane Brown and Andy Quinn. Because everything seems so, I don't know, probably there for us to see. Make all this kind of an easy game. Game? Oh, that's not the right word, of course, but you know what I mean. Actually, what I know is that nobody connected to dots until now. Shelley's right. On the internet, there's no reference to any alleged affair between Andy Quinn and Diane Brown. On to something, I tell you. If only we could talk to someone here in New York who could have seen them together. What are you looking up now? That director. The documentary about Andy that we watched on the airplane. Ben Miller? Someone long prepared for the occasion. Yes to both. It was based in Brooklyn, right? Still lives in Brooklyn, according to Wikipedia. He is a hardcore New Yorker. A hardcore New Yorker? Isn't that correct? Yes, you can say that, Federico. Oh, give me it. No, Shelley. Not... It's Miller, not Miller. Another L at the end. It's a pseudonym. Really? Yep. I changed it to Miller L after seeing it misspelled like that in his senior yearbook in college. So disappointed at first, but then I realized that it was my chance to become memorable. So, Who remember Bill Miller? At the end, it changed everything. A typo for a pseudonym. That's unusual for sure. Okay, well here we go. We got his films. I see one of them down there that we saw a poster of already. Expect him to be, or not to be, more prolific. He didn't direct that many films after all. Very curious to see Variety fakes. His most famous one. Be yourself in the 90s. Nice catchphrase. Wonder, where were our parents in the 90s? Well, me, I was born in 94, so yeah, being a kid. See, mine at least. I never mentioned any of these things that, as far as I can see now, seem to have made an undeniable impression on their generation. Gen X. Maybe in Italy there were other cultural references. In your dreams, Shelley. We import everything from America. From entertainment to junk food. Okay, some information on Bill and Lenore. Yeah, there's Troy Trekker, Polly Carver, Campbell Kane, Lenore and Bill in the photo there. I don't know, I feel confused now. Like I missed out on so many interesting things for no real reason. Let's go to contact. Do you want to send him an email? Sure, why not? Right to the following address. Okay. Or we could just go there ourselves in person. One or two. I guess Bill Miller prefers real letters. They could take days to reach him. Even if we should post it here in the same city. Our only option is to drop by his place. Okay. To see if he really works there or is this just some sort of sophisticated PO box. Miller Films should be there. Isn't that funny? City is immense. Wonder where Phil is right now. Well, Films is in Union Street. All around New York, New York City headquarters are located near Union Square. United by names, divided by waters. Waters? The East River, Federico. Union Square is in Manhattan, while Union Street is in Brooklyn. In between runs the East River indeed. Muddy waters in which Andy drowned. Do you think Phil will drive us around willingly tomorrow? I think he will drive us around. Unwillingly. Why is he so grumpy, by the way? He's so different from Paul, even if they look identical. Oh, well, the thing is, Phil and Paul were born 1 hour apart. 1 hour? Wow. Phil is older by 55 minutes to be precise. And well, this means that his ascendant is different from Paul's. Are we talking about astrology here? Hey, someone is texting us. And for once, it's not my phone. Hey, Shelley, how cool that you're visiting. You must be all grown up now. There's Petula. And be nice to see you, sure. I have a pretty busy schedule tomorrow, but I can absolutely squeeze in at lunch with you. How about 1 p.m.? Brilliant. I'm here with 2 friends and we're at about that BK Larkin has a secret show in town. It's not at all around. Wonder if you could find us some tickets. Just as bad as old friend from high school messaging you and then finding out that they're part of an MLM scam. No, we're just messaging you to scam you in. So all around, BK Larkin, do you know she lives just around your hometown in England? Anywho, ask around about a secret show for you. We'll text you tomorrow the location where to meet up. Could you come to Midtown? Yes, we can go anywhere. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you. Night night. So, tomorrow we're having lunch with Petula. And she promised that she'll find out where BK Larkin is performing. So, it's all set. Andy Road is finally established. First we go to Petula's office in Union Square. From there we walk to Big Sound Studios. And he was supposed to show up there the day he disappeared. Then Phil drives us to Miller Films in Brooklyn. Finally go with Petula to the secret venue, wherever it will be. And the East River? Don't you think we should see it? Run to the sea? For Andy? You're right. We should pay our respects to him. It's going to be a long-ass day tomorrow. Late at night, but New York City never sleeps. Phil knows it well. He's out in the streets right now, driving people around. Our kids have just realized as well. They too cannot sleep. Hey, Marco. Are you sleeping? No. I keep thinking of Andy. Me too. The heat is killing me. How did he end up in that river? Really like to know. What do you think? Were they really lovers? Do you need to whisper, Andy? I'm awake. Yeah, underlying the fact that Diane Brown was Andy Brown's wife seemed both crucial and whatever else. Diane Brown was married to him, Mr. Augie Brown. Yeah, married to R&B singer from 1990 to 1997. Yeah, she committed suicide. Suddenly you seem to have an appetite for disaster. Augie Brown era. Yeah. The nose for business, of course. Yeah. Had his biggest break when Augie Brown discovered the then unknown Brooklyn singer Diane Brown and developed her into an international superstar. And he turned to gold everything he touched, didn't he? And also launched the career of hip-hop artist Kevin Hart. He's on fire everything he touched, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, lost his two biggest stars within 4 months. That was our premise, no? The friction. Yeah, you're right. I wrote about this feud also in our newspapers lately. For its 25th anniversary. Yeah, we bumped into this stuff already, but we didn't let it sink in somehow. First this hip-hop star died, then his wife. Yet the guy seemed to have lived through all that. He moved to Hollywood and sold a label catalog in 2000. Yeah. And pretty successfully too. All round. Suddenly the world feels smaller. 1 year has passed by and I'm still here, facing questions like, was I depressed? Was she mentally unstable? Could a suicide be prevented? No straight answers to any of these questions. I can tell you that I miss my wife. She was my star. Best artist I got the chance to work with in my whole life. Best woman I loved. Diane was immense. Her voice was universal. She was fragile, yeah, and oversensitive, that she didn't like the spotlight. When Kevin got killed, she probably wanted our lifestyle to change, but I didn't react to that. I started panicking, feared that I might be next. Downplayed her fears with a smile, just thought she was a sublet. Yeah, that one. With her art, like she had done up until then. When she was sad, she just sat at the piano and wrote a new song. That's what artists do. They turn sadness into something great. Something that will help others cope with their own failure. They are healers. Never thought she would heal her own broken spirit. Sorry, I can't go on. Diane Brown's funeral. There he is. At her funeral. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to click the image. Oh, don't worry, better so. Original image is much bigger. What is he looking at? Okie Brown? Yeah. Yeah, these people. It's Andy. Zoom in a bit more, please. Shelley. Yeah. What do you say about me? You said you're bossy. Oh. Come on, we're just kidding. I care about that. Right, it could be Andy. It could also be anyone else. I mean, what do we really see of this man? Long blonde hair? Exactly, he has long blonde hair and a sad face. The extreme sadness is the proof we were looking for. Anne Brown was his lady love. All you guys are just reading way too much into it. Lady love. That's Andy. That was her last album. And then 1 year later she was dead. Look, it was written in the credits. Apparently most of these songs recorded at big sound. Tell me, how can I get through to you? Should I hide my desires? Should I lie about the fire deep down in my soul? When all I want is to be who I am and to do what I can. I wonder if Andy too used to wake up in the middle of the night in this panorama. Skyline was different in 1997. The stars were the same. But looking at them, one could always find their way back. Or their way ahead. Let's leave those three for a moment. Right where they are, Phil's window. take a closer look at the stars up there, particularly at the 7-star pattern of the Little Dipper in the constellation Ursa Minor, also known in Italian as that. Marco's right, the way ahead. To unlock the next scene, drag and drop each star of the Little Dipper into its right place. Make haste and make a wish. Well, this may be your only chance to reload 1997. Okay. I don't know all this. Okay. Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to... Okay.
Tonight.
We'll just
But
keep on
remind me that reality is something else.
Okay, I'm somehow getting all these right. I don't know how I am. Okay, that one, that's good.
Wake me up to prove that dreams can come true. False.
Okay, well, we did it.
Tonight. Wake me up to prove that dreams can come true. But remind me that reality is something else. False.
I really hope I didn't have to memorize all that, but I am dead. Well, rip. Sono morto. I want to continue in English, please. I am dead. That's a true fact. But how I died and why I died, that's open to speculation. Don't know how it happened. All I know is that I was long dead. Day I died. Because I had lost her. No, not her. She's BK. She's still of this world. Perhaps I should try to go. In order. Yes. I can try to make sense of this. Only if I go back to 1996. Came to New York to rejoin my old friend BK Larkin. She had convinced Isla executives that she needed to live the Big Apple for a while and access the renowned Big Sound Studios in Manhattan. To record some preliminary material for our next album. I desperately needed to leave LA and distance myself from the deadly mood. The whole alternate rock scene. Somehow. I have only vertical recollections of my first month in New York. Then, unexpectedly, I landed on another dream. Don't exactly remember. First time I saw her. Just know that from that time on, I started seeing her every day. Superstar singer, songwriter, who has booked in a Studio A. Always surrounded with people. Inaccessible. At least until that late afternoon in February. Huh. Trust me, fresh air will do me good. Go back inside, won't you? I want to be on my own, Wallace. Oh, hi. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I don't want you to be fooled into thinking that you're really all alone here either. Diane Brown. I know who you are. God, right. Too pasty white for me. And you are? Andy Quinn. Oh yeah, the guitarist from that band. Jelly Red. Actually, it's Alias Insane. Was it a test? Beg your pardon? See if I would nod to the wrong name. And what if I had nodded to the wrong name? I don't know. But you didn't. You're right though. People are pretenders. Always pretend to know things that they not only ignore, but will never take the trouble to discover. Well, I better go back in now. Thank you for not fooling me into thinking that I was out here on my own, Andy Quinn. Anytime. See you around? Yeah, I guess so. She guessed so. I started to wish, there and then, for another encounter with her. Stayed at BK's, a big Lofton show. BK slept on a mattress on the floor. I on the sofa. Often not sleeping lately. Kept awake by my own beating heart. An excitable heart, so ready to love, so easily hurt. Back in LA it had always stopped, but now it was once again. On fire. But what did I know about her? Basically, what everybody else knew. That she was the greatest voice of our time. married to a producer. But happily. Anyway, I'd been married for 6 years. Was that enough to prevent me from falling for her? Certainly not. I cannot help but love, unintentionally and fully. Hey, can I come in? I hope I'm not interrupting your creative mood. It's just that I'm freezing. Couldn't stay out there any longer. BK has always been a weird creature. Back then, she often asked me to leave. I left all the studio, to be alone and be able to hear what she called the music of her most quiet thoughts. I won't try to do anything, don't worry. Because I got jammed, I need to have this fixed. Where have you been? Oh, here and there. Nowhere in particular. Actually, I'd walked around big studio for hours, hoping to catch my daily glimpse of Diane Brown. No, I was thinking, would it ever be possible to? I mean, do you think that Diane Brown is someone I could ever have a coffee with? Diane Brown? Well, she seems like someone with many interesting things to say. Diane Brown. Isn't it weird that you spend all your time in the studio next to hers and you're never going out with her? Who told you that? Isn't it senseless that we end up making friends only with the people within our own scene? Our incurable scene. Suddenly I felt ridiculous and irritating. How could I be so charmed by a total stranger? Married. Hey, Andy, are you in the mood for jazz tonight? Jazz? Hot. Wine freeze, I promise. Located in the West Village, Moles was a secret jazz club for those in the know. As its name suggested, it's an underground venue, underground acts. I'm wondering if that's where we're going to be going to for this secret concert. Also, famous artists often perform here. Yep, incognito. Tell me again, how did you discover this place? Someone from the studio invited me here. Someone from the studio. Before your arrival. Turned out BK had been there 3 or 4 times already. She waved hello to the bartender, as a regular, and picked a table for us, right in the front row, with a perfect view of the grand piano on the stage. Said there would be some hot jazz tonight. Now I'm curious. Who's going to perform? Brooklyn D. Underground or undercover? You'll see. D stands for this D. Probably Diane, right? BK couldn't answer. Right then, the lights turned off. The mysterious performer took the stage to rapturous applause, revealing herself. Diane Brown, Brooklyn Diva undercover. Couldn't believe my eyes. It was too absurd a coincidence. But was it a coincidence? Probably not. In any case, I was lucky. Once reality seemed to echo the remote voice of my heart. Ah, that music. It was as if every note she played could build a bridge between the possible and the impossible. Two songs and then she stood up. Thought it was time for me to wake up from my dream. But BK raced around. Diane Brown came and sat down at our very table. Hey, said that she was no longer Diane Brown. For a start, she wasn't surrounded by an eternal entourage. So come after all, she seemed less tense. We defined the chill, huh? Tired talking nonchalantly with BK. Just as they had met at malls before. I felt blurred, dizzy, muffled, blind. Till Diane turned my way and led me to smile back at her. Visible veil that separated us strangers was that night torn apart. From then on, whenever we ran into each other, the halls of big sound became normal for us to exchange a few friendly words. Does it always rain so loudly in the city? Loudly? Yeah. When it rains, it seems to me that New York is enshrouded in a metal case. In a metal case. Nothing too personal, not yet. But I was content. It was enough for me to be around her. 4 months passed by like that. AK was more and more absorbed in searching for the right story, sound, atmosphere. We spent the evenings together. At the loft. Or walking and talking about the streets of New York City. But during the day, I was almost always left on my own. And so, one day, Diane found me waiting for BK outside Studio B. Hello? Oh, hi. Why are you out here? She won't let you in? Days like this, I'm afraid that BK perceives me more as an obstacle to her creativity than a catalyst. She seemed amused, but also sympathetic. Do you want to join us in Studio A? Today I wouldn't mind some obstacle to my brim-filled creativity. No kidding, but I could definitely use some unbiased impressions on my latest recordings, if you don't mind. Well, of course. Be honored to listen to them. Thanks for the invite. I think that was the moment. We progressed from friendly to just friends, becoming real people. You're amazed to know that Eddie himself was once a musician. Eddie, or as in Eddie's, you know this diner? Who else? He was a jazz drummer. The real world. Another month passed by, following the sound of music. In April, spring stampeded winter. Finally decamp. But then I was allowed to freely enter Studio A. Whenever I felt like. Just sit and listen. Like a guest. Or a ghost. Well, it seemed both of you would turn into ghosts, so... Then... Can I ask you a favour? Absolutely. Husband is in town for a week. You'll likely stop by the studio to check on the progress of the album. Husband, the producer. So curious to see him. That I almost didn't understand what she said when she said, "Could you stop dropping by the studio while he's there?" Excuse me? My husband Andy is, how can I put it? Very territorial. Yes, he wouldn't accept the presence of another musician in the studio, you see. Yeah, of course. Oh, what I happily saw was that she was struggling. Not to admit that her husband would be simply jealous. I was not a ghost to her then. No problem. I won't call by until you tell me that I'm welcome again. Thank you. But on the very next day, I broke my promise. Uh-oh. And this is where everything went tits up. Yes? Oh, sorry, wrong room. Wrong room? Yeah, she's kind of a bit pissed. Yeah, well, sorry again. Goodbye. Goodbye. It was so stupid of me. I paid for it. Things between us changed. Immediately. At the end of the week, husband left. Diane returned to be for me. Simply Diane Brown. Super famous stranger. Was behind a belt of people. Tried to talk to her, but she never stopped. Nor nodded back. May was approaching meanwhile. BK told me that she had taken from New York all that New York could offer her. She had all her songs in her pocket. She wanted to go back to England, check on her horses. Why don't you come with me? You love the New Forest. I'll do you good. You don't look fine. BK was right. But I just couldn't leave. Not yet. And that would be his downfall and his demise, unfortunately. Not like that. My heart was like a flag, planted in Manhattan. And so I just stayed. Lonely days and nights followed. It was as if my life had rewound 6 months. I found myself back in LA. Stuck in my darkest limbo. BK gone. Doors a big sound suddenly closed before me. Had to wait outside to see her. There's nothing more demeaning, disheartening, than knowing that your true intent will come across as weird, intrusive, and obnoxious. That what you see white for others may just look like a dark reflection of your distorted mind. Can we talk? Just want to, not here, not now. She let me in, asked me to wait for her on the rooftop. Finally, after some time, she appeared. What happened? What happened? I don't understand. You don't understand. No, I don't. Sorry, but I don't. One day we were friends, talking like friends, making jokes like friends, and coffee at Eddie's like friends. The next you're avoiding me like I'm some sort of leper. Why? Not a leper, Andy Quinn. I don't have to explain to you why I don't want to talk to you anymore. Please, don't Andy Quinn me now. For you, it's just Andy. Andy, then. Gave me a word that you wouldn't enter the studio while my husband was there, Andy. But you did. No, that was a stupid mistake. I so wanted to apologize to you after that, but never gave me a chance to, and listen. There's a reason why I didn't want Augie to see you. Thought you had somehow guessed it. And that made me feel understood. How foolish of me. What? Reason? I think I'd better go back downstairs now. If you'll excuse me. Wait. Big failure, I know. Let people down all the time, but can't we just go back to being friends? No. 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 Won't make room in my heart for friends whom I cannot trust. Fine. Don't want us to be just friends anyway. And so we kissed. With that kiss, new time began for us. A secret time, where all our secrets ceased to be. Oh, why are you still with him? He beats you. Why don't you just leave him? Oh, but I did leave him. Tried 3 times, that is. First time, he had just gotten married. Slapped me out of the blue. Before I could even finish what I was saying, I didn't like his tie. I never felt a pain so vivid before. Abrupt. For a moment I think I forgot who I was. Then I packed my bags and went back to my Mars. As soon as I got there, whom did I find in the kitchen waiting for me? Augie. about his tie. Don't know how he managed to get there so fast, but he was there, in the flesh. Ma told me that I should forgive him. God, I hate parents like that. And sometimes we do things that we don't want to do. That doesn't mean you gotta resort to violence, you know. Augie was a good man, and he loved me very much. And if he loved you, then he wouldn't resort to violence. Promise that he won't do it again. Yet, if they do it once, they'll absolutely do it again. So I followed him home. Second time I left him, we were on tour in LA. Walked out of the hotel we were staying at. Found myself another place where I checked in by myself. I was electrified. I had no idea of how I would handle the rest of the tour, but it didn't matter. I was a free person again. Next morning, I opened the door of my room, and whom do I find in the hallway waiting for me? Augie. Really don't know how that time he managed to track me down. Fortunately, a man like that, with that much power, he'd unfortunately have his own connections, and yeah, I hate men like that. That's why I realized that he has connections everywhere. Powerful ones, yeah. Exactly what I was just saying. If I truly wanted to escape, then I should just disappear. So 1 year later, I tried again. We were here in the city. One day I simply walked out of our brownstone in Brooklyn. Without carrying anything along, just some money on me. Cash. It was crazy, I know. But I felt inspired. Caught the subway uptown. Planned on going to the Grand Central Terminal. Catch a train from there. I had a friend in Boston back then. A school friend who now lived there. Anyway, when I arrived at the station, guess who was waiting for me in the crowd? So Augie knows that you're here with me now. Not really. Been told all the time by Augie's men, yes. That's William now. William likes me. He won't tell Augie. This means were there others before William? Oh yes. That is terrible. Augie always had someone following you? First I didn't notice. Anyway, things have gone better lately. As you can see, right at this moment I happen not to be Augie's main interest. He's so focused on his hip-hop revolution that he doesn't have time to control me directly now. Poor Kevin. Kevin? Oh yeah, Kevin Hart. Saw him in the studio. He's Lowly Records' #1 rapper. Lowly Records' #1 porn. Rapper is a war that Augie has declared on the Miami scene last year. The Friction. Maybe you heard of it. Not really. I was focused on my own messed up scene in LA. So confused about this feud. Of course, I find it wrong, but at the same time, I can't help but think that's a real godsend to me. Still in a cage. I can move around my cage freely